Russo's Playbook. Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another episode of Russo's Playbook, Season 3, page 15. Here with our boy Hunt, like usual. What up, Hunt?
What's up, Nick? How we doing?
I'm good. I'm ready to talk. I know we got a lot to talk about today in this weekly show.
Yes, sir.
But before we kick off, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can read up on our blogs. Check out our episodes at russosplaybook.com. But let's jump right into it. We'll start off with our stop stats. So I'm going to start off with the whole circus going down in Jacksonville. I mean, we had the Tebow thing. We had the wrong coaching hire in the beginning with Urban Meyer bringing somebody on that had problems clearly. We got Travis Etienne lining up at wide receiver at all of rookie minicamp for I don't know what reason. But then, to top it off, we got WWE going down in Urban Meyer's office, and I don't understand it. Everybody was all complaining, if the Jets get Trevor Lawrence, they're going to ruin them. The Jaguars are making it a complete circus right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all I have to say to the Jaguars is,
stop that.
Because you have the number one overall quarterback in college football the last 3 years, and you're going to surround him with all this nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is, I thought Urban Meyer would want to come in and kind of build a locker room and, build something around it. And, a lot of people don't. I think it's really 50-50 with the whole Tebow thing, right? Like, some people are super excited for it. Some people are like, I already know he's going to be a bust. There's just been, like you said, it's a lot of nonsense kind of going on around it. The whole WWE thing is just ridiculous. I think that's kind of just, that's like a headache for players alone, just to kind of think what the hell are we doing? Like, we should probably be getting ready for the season. I don't really know what's going on in Urban Meyer's head or what the point of all of this is. That's my whole thing. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't understand the point.
Yeah, exactly. What's the reasoning?
I thought that they'd be going into silence. You wouldn't be hearing anything from them, anything from that team, and that he'd be getting them together in some weird mental, psychological way where it's just no, we're going to create something here. But I don't know. I hope this is one of those things where it's I don't understand because I'm not there. I'm not a part of the organization, but there's something around this. Maybe the players wanted the WWE thing. Maybe they're a big fan.
I mean, look, they could be big fans of the WWE, but I mean, I don't know if you bring that circus on, especially year one, trying to get this guy going. That's all I think.
No, I agree with you, man. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand what's going on in that locker room. But only time will tell. Yeah. Worst comes to worst, it's another 1-in-15 Jaguar season, which I think is what we all expect anyway.
It could very well be possible.
You know what I'm saying? The expectation has been low, so let them have their WWE. Let them have their fun. Let them have their fun.
All right. I'll chime in. What you got today?
So my stop that for this week is actually anyone who's a part of the Portland Trail Blazers organization, except for Damian Lillard. But no one's safe. The janitors, you are not safe. The water boys, you are not safe. The guy who dresses up in the costume, you too are not safe. But especially CJ McCollum and Robert Covington. I mean, all I have to say to the organization is just stop that. You don't help Dame. You don't love Dame. You don't appreciate Dame. We appreciate Dame. The fans appreciate him. And, it's just, this guy came out, sent you into 2 overtimes. You at one point going in that first overtime, they're down 132 to 123, and he comes back and makes it 135 after dropping 2 consecutive threes in less than 30 seconds. Yeah. After dropping a 3 to send it into overtime, and Robert Covington, you're just gonna miss an open dunk, and CJ McCollum with 6 seconds left, you're gonna step out of bounds. Come on, man.
It's bad.
Come on, man. That was so upsetting to see. The entire world wanted the Trailblazers to win last night after what Dame did. Even Jokic went on in his interview. He was like, "I'm just happy I was on the floor with him. Yeah. I was just happy I could witness that." It gets to a point, Nick, where it's just dude,
either get him some help or get him out of there.
That's what I'm saying. And he doesn't want to leave, and I respect that. That's one of the number one things I appreciate about Damian Lillard. The fact that, he goes through all of this, I feel every single year. He'll make it to the playoffs. He'll just show out in the playoffs. He's so clutch, and no one helps him. There is nothing to help him. CJ McCollum was supposed to be that help, and he hasn't done anything for him.
Yeah, his teammates fade in the playoffs is what I seem to notice.
Oh my God! But
every time.
It's like the worst kind of fading. They're just like, nah, like Dame's got it, and like they're just staring at him do everything. Like, and I get it, man. He dropped, what was it, 12 3-pointers last night?
I think it was 10, but yeah, we up there. That was a record.
Yeah, I thought he went 12 for 17 or something like that. But I mean, dude, he's pulling magic tricks out of a hat, and everyone else is just watching.
Yeah,
it just blows my mind. So I mean, that entire organization, I'm so fed up with. I just want to see Dame win. That's it.
Yeah, That's it. So I guess we'll move right along into the NBA talk.
Yeah.
Keep it up with the Trail Blazers. Nuggets take a 3-2 lead over the Trail Blazers, as we just said, with Damian Lillard putting up 50 points, 10 threes with 2 game-tying shots. Send OT, double OT. So yeah, I mean, we've really just covered it all right there. It's ridiculous at this point. And then we got the Nets beating the Celtics, winning that series 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks sweep the Heat 4-0. That's going to be an awesome series. Nets versus Bucks.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, for sure. And then we got the Suns take a 3-2 lead over the Lakers. You know LeBron is 14-0 in the first round of playoff series?
You know he's about to be 14-1.
Stop. That'll break my heart, dude. I'm a big LeBron fan.
He might be able to pull it out, man. It's still a close series with him, but no AD is going to kill him.
Well, exactly. It all depends on AD, who has a groin strain right now. I don't know. I don't see grade 2 groin strain. I don't see it come back.
Nah,
maybe Game 7. Maybe, but
if they make it there,
exactly,
they gotta make it to Game 7 first.
And I guarantee he'll be hurt even if he is playing.
Yeah.
He'll still be hurting and feeling that. And then we got the Clippers and Mavericks tied at 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Clippers had a chance to shut this down, man.
Yeah, now.
I'm sorry, Mavericks had a chance to shut it down 2-0. Clippers came back, so it's just, man. 76ers lead the Wizards 3-1. Joel Embiid is hurt, doubtful for the next game with a right knee injury. And you'd expect, maybe your other superstar, Ben Simmons, to step up. No, he put up 13 points.
Yeah.
So that's a no-go for them.
But his defense, though, bro.
His defense, bro, top 5. We got the Hawks leading the Knicks 3-1. Listen, the Knicks, I said it last show, they need another superstar.
Yeah.
And Randall hasn't been showing up. R.J. Barrett's still young. It's a young team, so you're happy to see them get here. But if you want to get any farther than this, you got to bring somebody else in that's going to be that superstar.
I agree 100% to that. I don't think you find another one in like a draft. I mean, like maybe you can find some stud in a draft sort of thing, but I don't think that's going to happen for the Knicks.
No, I don't either.
I think they're going to have to go out and like seek getting another player of some sort, someone who can shoot. To be honest with you, the defense is on lock. It's just they got to get someone who's going to be able to put up some big points here.
Maybe somebody like Dame Lillard.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing in my head, but he's not. I don't think he's leaving Portland, man. Ever.
Nah, I don't think so. But there's plenty of players that could be on the free agency, but they all have like options in the contract. So it's like you never really like Kawhi Leonard could be a free agent, but he's probably going to option back with Clippers. Same with Steph Curry. Same with. You got plenty of them. So it's like, if you're going to get that superstar free agent, you got to make a trade for it.
100%.
Yeah, and then we got the Jazz leading the Grizzlies 3-1 in that series. That one hasn't been bad. Grizzlies still a young team, man, so they got plenty of time to learn from this and be better next time.
Yeah, same situation as the Knicks in my head.
Yeah.
Same situation.
Yeah, and both could be, actually, these both series could be great rivalries in the future.
100%.
All 4 teams step up. They could be great rivalries.
100%. I agree with that.
But then we got something that pissed me off over the weekend. So we got these trash-ass fans that think they could just do whatever they want and they run the show. But that's not it, man. I mean, you got one fan that dumped popcorn on Russell Westbrook. You got one fan that spit on Trae Young. You got a fan that threw a water bottle at Kyrie Irving's head, and then another one stormed the court. Why? What are we doing here? I don't get it. What made you think this is okay? What made you think you have to bring yourself a part of this and be a part of this?
I always look at the fan base, going into it, right? Because a lot of these are notorious for not they got shitty fans. I'll outright say it. Boston, shitty fans, shitty people. Utah. Utah, shitty fans.
I missed that one. In Utah, they had fans cursing and yelling explicit shit at John Morant's family in the stands. Are you kidding me, bro?
Dude, they're going just to support the kid, support John Morant, and they were saying some crazy shit to him in the stands while they're just trying to watch him. I mean, that one was terrible. I expect better from the Knicks, but I expect the Knicks fans to be Knicks fans, like with the whole what they do.
Yell F Trae Young.
Yeah. Everything to do with Trae Young. I mean, at first it's like a joke, right? It's kind of funny. Like they had the whole thing with his like receding hairline going, where they like they printed all those things out. But then it kind of gets to the point where you're beating a dead horse, and also you're losing in like the series
well,
pretty damn
that's
bad.
Pretty big. That's pretty big part of it.
Trae Young is actually just murdering all of you now, like one by one. But I mean, it just kind of comes down to where it's just like, I don't expect anything better from these fan bases. Like, I never did to begin with. I guess fans are back now, so they just feel the need to catch up on the past 18 months of just heckling players that they didn't get to have before. Yeah. But regardless, it's just ridiculous. I mean, Kyrie used to literally play for Boston, and, like, he was at one point, like, pretty big for them. He was their number one guy.
He did leave him hanging, though.
I mean, that's it is what it is. That's sports in a nutshell.
Exactly.
There's so many players who leave teams hanging, and guess what? At that point in time, I don't think Boston was really doing much for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really think that they were doing much for him. Right? He had a very valid point to leave. But now, I mean, it just comes down to, what happens. All these guys get kicked out for life. They're never allowed to come back, yada, yada, yada.
The guy that threw the water bottle was charged with assault and battery with the deadly weapon.
Good, as he should.
As he should, 100%.
Like, you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you get that worked up about a professional athlete that you have to go out of your way to just throw a water bottle at his head. Yeah. Dump popcorn on him. Especially, like, look at all the people where they're doing it, too. It's the Russell Westbrooks. Mm-hmm. And, like, Russell Westbrook is the most, like, people love to hate Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
Even though he's a fantastic player. He's a pretty good, like, human being as well. He's very fired up when he's on the court. He's
aggressive.
He's having fun. Same thing with Kyrie. People love to hate Kyrie Irving. They think he's this conspiracy theorist, all these other things, whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? It's all these players that you see on Twitter who are always getting clowned by, like, these random scrubs and stuff like that. It's just one of those things where it's like I'm not surprised. But it's just like, why even do it? Why even go through with it? Just let them play. Let the playoffs happen.
Yeah. And then to stick with the Kyrie Irving topic. So he after that game, before the water bottle was thrown at him, he actually went over to shake hands with his teammates at half court, but then also had a little stomp on the Boston Celtics logo. Now, I don't think that warrants a water bottle be thrown at him. I don't think that even warrants anything. It was truthfully, if you did, like, I had to see the replay. I didn't see it live, on time or anything. I doubt the fans saw it, because it seriously just looked like he was going to dap up his teammates at half court, and then he took one little stomp and then walked away. So it was no big deal, but a lot of people started making it a big deal, like Kevin Garnett, who brought up, that's how you disrespected us, so what did you expect us to do? No, it doesn't justify anything being thrown at anybody.
No.
It doesn't, and I get it if Jason Tatum went over to Kyrie Irving and was like, yo, you really want to start this beef right now? Like, that's what you want to do? Okay, I get that. Just like when T.O. stepped on Dallas Star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The team attacked him for it. But not a fan. You don't throw a water bottle because he stomped on your logo half court.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like Kyrie Irving was in the right either. Like, he shouldn't have done what he did, but it wasn't like, he wasn't just sitting there dancing on the logo, just, smacking it, throwing stomps left and right. Like, yeah, like you said, it was just one solidified stomp. Maybe that had something to do with a little beef with him playing for Boston back in the day and, like, all the extraness. But you're 100% right, Nick. It doesn't warrant a water bottle getting thrown at him. I imagine there's a lot of things that were said to Kyrie Irving along the way of that series, playing in both sides. So I get it. He's frustrated. He's pissed. You see his interviews. He doesn't even want to talk about basketball. He's got this going on. He's got a lot going on in his head, man. Yeah. It kind of worries me a lot more than anything. But at the end of the day, it's kind of ridiculous to put Kyrie on this pedestal of being like, well, you got to be a good person. You always have to be the bigger person. You always have to do this. You always have to do that. Like, he deals with a lot of bullshit, man. Yeah. Like, a day in and day out when he's on that court. So, it is what it is. Like,
I will say, though, as much as I agree he does deal with a lot of BS following him, he does bring it sometimes.
100%.
Because we got to be honest, he was the one that brought up in a press conference before going to Boston, they're racist, let's just hope they don't say anything racist. Like, you didn't need to say all that. You didn't need to call them out and antagonize them to get them going. Because I guarantee half those fans there were like, are you really calling me a racist? Like, all I do is cheer for the team. Like, it doesn't even make sense. So, 100% though, there is racist people in Boston.
I was going to say, that's like, that's where it goes back to what I was talking about with, that's what I expect. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what I expect from Boston fans. And like you said, it's not the vast majority, but that handful that is extremely racist that you hear the stories about, like, from the Patriots side, not even just from the Celtics side, like, it's the entire fan base of Boston. Like, there's always been issues with, like, racial things.
Even with the Boston Red Sox, the guy, I think it was Adam Jones of the Orioles. Yep. Every time he went to Fenway, they would call him everything, do everything you think of. It was ridiculous.
And, like, that's where it's just, damn, man. Well, I mean, all I have to say is I think that after the first round, a lot of these teams, a lot of these organizations are just going to try and get a better hold on their fans and everything that's going on because things are just out of pocket left, right, front, and center. And, I mean, you even see it on Twitter now where there's, like, fights breaking out in the stadiums and stuff like that. Like I said, people haven't been able to, I guess, go to a live game for 18 months, and now they're just taking it all out in this playoff series. But
because they didn't, I mean, that could bring us to a whole nother topic, but they did jump pretty heavily from, hey, we're going to go 5%, 15. Playoffs started? 50.
Yeah.
Open it up.
Yeah, just open it up. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. COVID who?
Yeah, exactly. Very weird, very weird. But let's keep it moving. We got Naomi Osaka, who withdraws from the French Open. It was partially due to mental health reasons. She's had depression, anxiety, and everything. So I 100% understand it. And she even said, she put out a whole paragraph and everything trying to explain it. And she has anxiety going in front of press conferences. You're an athlete, like a tennis star. Okay, you did it in high school and college, and now you're just going and doing a press conference in front of the world now. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a big stage to jump to. So I get the anxiety and fear. I sit at this camera, me and Hunter, I gotta take 3 or 4 intros to go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know what you mean.
And I'm not even talking to nobody right now. It's just a camera going.
Yeah.
So I understand completely where she's coming from. I think the French Open definitely could have helped her out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think she also could have been a little more open with them about it. But she said, why do I need to do multiple press conferences, multiple this, multiple that, after the game, before the game, in between the game interview? Like, it doesn't make sense. How about just, or if anything, listen, whoever she feels most comfortable with, boom, let them go in a room. They can do the interview. We'll give every media outlet access after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to help her out. She's your number one star right now.
So I have 2 big things I wanted to hit on with this. First of all, I think the world forgets that this girl is still only 23 years old.
Yep.
Right? She didn't have normal college or end of high school years. Like, she just came into the tennis world and was dominating.
Yeah.
Started beating people like Serena. Sorry, you know what I'm saying? Like, really stepped it up to the point where she got known that quick, and with that comes a lot of media attention.
Yeah.
And that's something that can be so overwhelming. And the second thing is, who controls all this in the first place? Who's the ones who are eating? The media.
Yeah.
The CBSs, the Foxes of the world. So when they have that brand new tennis star coming out and she's like, yo, like, I get really anxious when there's 100 people staring at me in a room with tape recorders, waiting for me to say the wrong thing so you guys can all go write an article about it. Because they don't listen to the real stuff. They don't listen to, how she played, how she's feeling about it. They're asking her questions that have nothing to do with her game, nothing to do with how she plays. And as a 23-year-old kid, I mean, maybe not a kid, young woman, I should say, you're probably sitting there looking at them like, dude, you don't care about me playing tennis. You don't care about me winning this. What you care about me, what me doing is you want me to slip up and say the wrong thing so you can write an article that gets a lot of clickbait and then everybody clicks onto it. And she's not dumb. She's not dumb. She's very intelligent. She's very smart. And like she's saying, she's like, dude, like, if I don't feel comfortable doing this, then I don't want to do it. And what did the French Open and everybody say? Okay, well, then you shouldn't do this then. Yeah. Okay? Then I won't.
Here's a $15,000 fine, and then if you keep doing this, we're going to withdraw you from remove you from the...
And that's so wrong. That's so wrong in media. I mean, this is something that we've touched on a couple times, but this is something that really has to change in the media world, especially in the sports world, because these, like, you know, even football-wise, right? You can compare it to that. These kids graduate college. If they go in the first round, the Trevor Lawrences, the Zach Wilsons, they are immediately covered by cameras every single day of their life until the beginning of the year, and then it's going to continue whether they do good or bad.
Yeah.
Like Zach Wilson, God bless his soul, because if he doesn't do good, New York is going to eat that man alive.
Yeah.
He's going to get eaten up. And guess what? You can see the same thing happen to Sam Darnold. You can see the same thing happen to a lot of these other players. You could probably even make the argument that the same thing happened to Kyrie.
Yeah.
Because when Kyrie first came into the league, he was this happy-go-lucky guy. He was just happy to play basketball. He was just happy to be there, sort of thing, right? But then everybody started making these huge, like alignments with him being like the Robin to Batman.
And the one reporter asking him if LeBron's his father type figure. Like, what are you talking?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
They
start bringing in these questions where people are sitting there, and it's like, dude, you don't have to be intelligent to realize like this is this kind of like a backhanded comment like every single time. So going back to Naomi, essentially what I'm saying about this whole thing is, I think she's just realizing what kind of attention comes from the media, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, and she doesn't want to be looked at in the negative light. She spoke out about Black Lives Matters, and everybody tore her apart for it. Mm-hmm. She spoke about a lot of the racial injustices in the world. Everybody tore her apart for it. Yeah. And she's just trying to be a vocal leader. She's just trying to help, and she's 23 years old, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, you kind of said it with the whole, 100 people waiting for her to say, well, how about we take out all these extra stuff here? Yeah. Like, listen, I'd love to go sit in that press conference and get some answers from her. But guess what? I'm not going to go do that. I wouldn't need. Why do you need to add extra bodies? There's all these podcasts and new medias and stuff that just think they can, all right, let me just show up and get some quote. No, how about just read it something from ESPN? Yeah. All right, you got ESPN, CBS, and Bleacher Report. I don't know, whichever one. You pick 3 people, you let her do the press conference with them, and then you spread it out with everybody.
100%. Don't you think those press conferences would go over a lot better too? Not at the end of the question where everyone's like, no, yeah, like, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Friggin' flashing lights at her like, pick me. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Just let the girl live. Let her live. But I do hope she can bounce back from this, and I do hope that she ends up finding, like, a way to get back into tennis, and that everyone... I'm not saying go soft on her, like, leave her alone. Like, I get it. She's an athlete, right? Eventually, she's going to have to face the music. She's going to have to face the media. But at least you got to start letting these athletes do it in the way that they want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You touched on right there. Perfectly said.
Thank you.
Let's move right along. One more topic we got in the NFL. We got Aaron Rodgers versus the GM. I mean, it's back and forth. We're not going to trade him. No, I'm going to get traded. We're not going to trade him. I'm going to get traded.
Like, who's got the upper hand in this, bro? Like, who's got the upper hand?
Exactly. And I got to say Rodgers right now, right? Because I don't think he cares. He'll retire or he'll play.
He doesn't.
It doesn't matter to him.
He doesn't care.
So I don't know what the GM keeps trying to do here, because he clearly doesn't want to come back.
And you know what the thing is too? Like, I don't know Aaron Rodgers personally or anything, right? But like I can create an image of him that he's kind of an asshole, to say things lightly. Yeah, his brother doesn't talk to him. I'm pretty sure his mother and his father doesn't talk to him. Like, this man has had some issues go on throughout his life where he's just been like, boom, cut him. That's it. Oh, even if they're blood, cut him. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So does this GM really think in his right mind that he has any control over Aaron Rodgers or what Aaron Rodgers is going to do? Get the hell out of here. Aaron Rodgers will go. You will see him on Jeopardy next year with the biggest smile on his face and not a care in the world about what's going on in the Packers locker room. And guess what? Jordan Love, I'm sorry, bro. He's probably shaking in his boots. He's terrified. And I would be too.
Shook.
I would be too. Because guess what? All this goes down, right? And let's be honest here. Aaron Rodgers is never going to come out and say it was the draft picks, right? I'm pretty sure he actually came out a couple weeks ago and he said that it had nothing to do with the draft picks. It had everything to do with the way that the organization moved and how it worked.
The culture,
Yep, and the culture. Well, guess what? I think it had something to do with the draft picks. I think it had to do it with everything. Don't get me wrong.
I think when you go 8+ years without an offensive selection in the first round, and then your first offensive selection is a quarterback to replace Aaron Rodgers, yeah, I think you went wrong there.
Yeah.
I think you messed up big time.
I think you screwed up a little bit. And I mean, that in that draft, that was the draft with all those wide receivers who were just absolute studs, right? Like, they could have snagged somebody good. But the fact of the matter is, you talk to all these people, and they're like, well, they're still winning. He'll still bring them to the championship game. Well, guess what? We've been preaching about it. He's not getting anywhere past that championship game because he has nothing to help him. He's 38 years old now. Maybe has another good 4 years left in him. I think he could push it to 6. And then, be one of those older quarterbacks in the league. But he's going to lose the arm strength. He's going to lose the mobility. He's going to lose the agility. He's going to lose all of these things that make Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers. And what did the Packers do for him in the past 8 years of his life? Not a goddamn thing. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like we've been talking about, he does the Brett Favre thing, where he does go and retire. You see him on Jeopardy, and then he comes back into the league. And he joins up with the Vikings or someone like that who's going to see the Packers twice a year, and he's going to smack the crap out of them twice a year.
Could you imagine he goes to, like, Detroit?
I'd love it. I would love it.
He brings Detroit to the playoffs.
You know what would be the funniest thing too? I could see, like, Detroit going, like, maybe, like, like a 4-13 season, 4-14 season, whatever it's going to be. And 2 of their wins are just against the Packers. Like, he just goes full out against the Packers every single time. Because that's probably the only... He's got a vendetta now, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like... And they're not making it any easier. The GM is not making it any easier. He's like, no, he's going to stay. And Aaron Rodgers is just like, dude, you don't know me.
We are not boys.
Yeah, like, I don't like you. I don't like anything about this franchise. I've been telling you that. But you just don't listen. Like, I will leave.
Aaron Rodgers is literally looking at the quote. He's like, I literally just said last week I don't like you. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And these guys are coming out like, no, we have a great relationship with Aaron. And he's just like, bro, I don't even know your name anymore. Like, I've deleted your contacts. We're not even friends on Facebook anymore, bro. Like, come on.
That's funny as hell. But that'll wrap up this show for this week. You catch us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. You can also read up on our blogs at www.russosplaybook.com. And then you can check us on our social medias at Russo's Playbook. So we'll wrap it up there, and we'll catch you guys again next week.
Yes, sir. See you later.